Hello and welcome. You're watching the SABC News Channel, independent and impartial. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. I'm Peter Ndoro and you're watching SA Today. The power utility Eskom has warned consumers that any unexpected shift in the current situation could result in load shedding at short notice. The power utility says that this includes additional unplanned breakdowns or the unavailability of diesel for open cycle gas turbines or low water levels at the pumped storage schemes. Eskom says that the system remains constrained and vulnerable, with the generating plant performing at very low levels of reliability. However, it says that there is sufficient diesel for its open cycle gas turbines and water at the pumped storage schemes to supplement the shortage of capacity if required. Well, for more on this, we're now joined on the line by Eskom Deputy Spokesperson Dikatso Mothae. Dikatso, thanks so much indeed for joining us. Welcome to the program. How are we looking at the moment at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Good afternoon, Peter, and good afternoon to your listeners. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to speak to the nation. We are actually looking much better than about a week ago. You'll remember a week ago on Thursday evening, we had to implement load shedding at short notice overnight to replenish our emergency reserves. So where we are sitting today is much better than that. Our unplanned outages or breakdowns are below 9,000 megawatts, which is not too bad. We generally say when we spoke about our summer plan that we wanted to keep our unplanned outages below 9,500 megawatts. So they're below that, and as soon as they go above 10,500 megawatts or 12,000 megawatts, then we are at higher risk of having to load shed. So currently we are looking good, and we do not believe that we will need to load shed. But at the same time, should anything unexpected happen, and we've seen this happen in the past, so, which is why we continue to keep our customers informed. If anything unexpected happens, then that changes that picture completely.
Is this just a weekend thing, or is this an outlook for the coming days, even into next week?
So what we've been able to communicate this morning is for the weekend. We don't believe we'll need to load shed over the weekend. And what we do over the weekend also, especially when we have our unplanned outages this low, we then able to replenish emergency reserves, as you indicated in your introduction. Those emergency reserves are the diesel or the open cycle gas turbines that use diesel to generate electricity, and our pump storage scheme, which use water. So we try and ensure that we have adequate reserves, so that come Monday, then we have adequate capacity, including emergency reserves, to meet demand. So, we will be in a better place to tell you how the week will plan out tomorrow, once we've reviewed how the machines, our power station units are performing or have performed over the weekend.
What can consumers do to help and ease the pressure, maybe?
Oh, certainly. Using electricity sparingly, and that means, if you are not using it, switch it off. If it's lights, if it's appliances that you don't need, please switch it off and remove also from the socket. We generally, during the week, we ask customers when they leave their offices, those printers, those computers that will not be operating overnight, to switch those off. And when you leave home in the mornings, also whatever will not be used up during the day, to switch that off. In terms of air conditioners, to set them at 23 degrees C, that is a more efficient way of using your conditioners, and it certainly helps us manage the load on the system.
All right, and then, perhaps just a bit more clarity, these unplanned breakdowns, what's usually the cause for these kinds of things?
It's different things, mainly boiler tube leaks, or sometimes you have partial load losses. Now, these are very technical terms, and we're probably better if we have a technical person to explain them better than I, Peter. But what we can say is that there is a recovery plan in place that is working on ensuring that we deal with those issues that are creating the unplanned outages. But it is not something that you will not see those benefits overnight. It will take time for us to get to a point where we have a more reliable system.
Dikatso Mothae, thanks so much indeed for joining us. That's the Deputy National Spokesperson for Eskom.